The 2008 financial crisis. Who really caused it? Millions woke up to find their life savings gone. It's not stolen, not lost, but wiped out by people in suits, in glass towers. They knew exactly what they were doing. This is the story they never taught you. Understand it, and you'll see money, banks, and governments differently. Let's go back to the early 2000s. The dot-com bubble had just burst, and the economy was shaky. Wall Street was hungry for the next big thing. They found it in your living room: real estate. Banks realized they could turn ordinary mortgages into money-printing machines. They bundled thousands of loans. These bundles were sold to investors worldwide. The pitch: real houses, steady income, safe investment. Investors loved it, and money poured in. But there was a problem. Banks needed more loans. They quickly ran out of people who could afford to borrow, so they changed the rules. No job, no income proof, sign here, can't afford payments. Don't worry, the rate starts low. These were subprime loans, handed out like candy. Banks didn't care if you paid it back. They'd sell your loan to someone else. The risk wasn't theirs anymore, or so they thought. Behind the scenes, a second layer of gambling. Credit default swaps. Bets on whether loans would fail. Investors made money betting homeowners would lose their homes. The more unstable the market, the bigger the bets. Rating agencies, Moody's, S&P, Fitch were supposed to stop this. Their job: tell investors how safe products were. But they gave toxic, worthless bundles their highest safety rating. Why? They were paid by the banks. The referees were on the payroll. Everyone was making money. Nobody asked questions. The machine kept running. By 2006 and 2007, cracks were showing. Home prices had risen far beyond what wages could support. Construction boomed in neighborhoods with no buyers. People flipped houses they hadn't moved into. It looked like prosperity, but it was a bubble. Then, adjustable rate mortgages kicked in. Those low rates started rising. Families couldn't afford payments. Defaults climbed, then foreclosures. The value of mortgage bundles collapsed. What looked like gold turned out to be paper. In September 2008, Lehman Brothers, a powerful investment bank, collapsed in a single weekend. Gone. Bear Stearns was swallowed. AIG, a giant insurance company, was on the edge of total failure. These weren't small players. They were pillars of the global financial system, falling like dominoes. Banks stopped trusting each other. Lending froze. Stock markets crashed worldwide. In America, people lost over $19 trillion in household wealth. Jobs disappeared. Pensions evaporated. Families lost their homes. Real people, real lives destroyed. Now, here's the part that should make your blood boil. When the system failed, the US government moved fast. They called it a bailout. Hundreds of billions rushed into banks. The Federal Reserve opened emergency lending. Trillions were made available to stabilize the financial system, but stabilized for who? Ordinary Americans saw almost nothing. Unemployment kept rising. Foreclosures continued for years. Families who did everything right were left on their own. Meanwhile, Wall Street executives took bailout money and paid themselves bonuses. They caused the crash, received the rescue, then rewarded themselves. The architects of this disaster faced no jail time, no real consequences. Many are still in power. That is not a mistake. That is a system working exactly as designed, just not for you. Here's what makes this more than history. After 2008, central banks printed trillions to restart the economy. Then COVID hit in 2020, and they printed even more. Interest rates were kept at zero for years. Asset prices soared, stocks, real estate, everything. For owners, it felt like recovery. But wages didn't keep up. Prices rose. In 2021, inflation came back hard. The same cycle, the same imbalance, just a bigger number. Corporate debt is at record highs. Governments are deeper in the red. The financial industry is more concentrated, complex, and less transparent than before 2008. The 2008 crash was not an accident. It was not the end. It was a warning. So what can you do? Understand that complexity is not safety. The harder something is to explain. ... The easier it is to hide risk inside it. ... understand that incentives drive everything. If bankers get bailed out, they'll take bigger risks. If regulators want Wall Street jobs, they'll look away. Ask, who benefits? Who takes the risk? What happens when it all falls apart? Because it always falls apart. The 2008 crash proved the system won't warn you. Headlines won't save you. But if you understand history, you'll see the storm before it hits. You'll stand firm. The system won't protect you, but knowledge will. Subscribe because history has the answers. This channel exists to show you exactly where to look.